Take a deep breath in. And as you breathe in a feeling of rest and relaxation. And as you exhale, if it's safe to do so, allow your eyelids to close. Breathing out feelings of tension and breathing back in a resourceful feeling of quiet relaxation. And noticing that with each and every breath, you seem to be going more and more into a magical place of hypnosis where your mind can start making subtle changes. And sometimes just a single change can take your whole life in a different direction. And I wonder how powerful it would be to entertain the idea of subtle changes in your life that you have no idea how profound, how powerful they will be until you look back on your life 2 or 3 years from now and think just how much better it is. And maybe you think all the way back to this recording where you're listening to the sound of my voice and thinking, maybe a seed of an idea was planted all the way back then that encouraged just one habit to take root. And what if that one habit took root and had a ripple effect in so many profound and powerful ways that your life day by day just got better and better until 3 years in the future you can look back and feel that you're in a really good place and know that it all came down to listening to just one recording, maybe even just once. And I wonder if this is that moment now. So as you breathe in that resourceful feeling of relaxation, let's start planting seeds in the fertile soil of your mind, just to inspire you to start one thing once that may give you a feeling of pride or satisfaction or wonder as to what would happen if you do it one more time and then again, until what started off as a conscious choice became an unconscious habit, leading to powerful, almost magical changes in the quality of your life. Picture your mind as a garden, and imagine you have a handful of seeds, and let's start planting. Seeds that could turn into thoughts, that could turn into habits, that could turn into an entirely different life. And seed number 1 that we plant in the garden of your mind is just what it would be like to start each day drinking fresh, clean, hydrating water. And you might think that just drinking water when you wake up can't be too profound. But if the very first thing that you do is give your body the thing that it needs most after oxygen, hydrating your body and also letting you know that whenever you feel thirsty, you know exactly what to do because you started the day that way. So just sow that seed of drinking water when you wake. And imagine what it would be like the next time you wake up to feel thirsty and have a desire to drink water. Allow that seed to take root. And then let's plant another powerful seed of an idea. What would it be like to just walk, maybe for 30 minutes each day? And it doesn't even have to be all in one go. There will be journeys right now that perhaps you take the car or avoid making. But I wonder what would happen if you made a choice to just walk those journeys. Certain trips that maybe you take the car, maybe you get a taxi, and just wonder what it would be like to walk those. And in doing so, allow your body to move, your heart rate to increase. Not too much, just 30 minutes each day. And maybe after walking for 30 minutes, when you arrive at your destination, maybe you're thirsty and want to have just one more glass of water. And I wonder what would happen if the majority of your food that you eat is cooked, made from natural ingredients and just cooked. Food that is real, raw ingredients, like real vegetables. Things powered by rainwater and sunshine, and I wonder what impact that would have. Just to eat more natural foods and less processed foods. In a day, in a week, you wouldn't notice any difference, but after a year, if the majority of the food that you ate was natural foods that you had to cook in order to eat them, and not in a microwave, but baked, grilled, boiled, those kind of foods, in a year, your body would be different. That's right. And I wonder what would happen if, with most of your meals, there was some kind of protein there. And the protein doesn't have to come from meat or fish. It could come from beans and lentils and peas and vegetable sources of protein. And I wonder what would happen if the food that you ate was natural, cooked, and had healthy protein sources in the majority of your meals. And maybe you could even support that by giving your body some type of training that would require your muscles to recover. It doesn't have to be lifting weights. It could be using your own body weight. The occasional press up, sit up. If there's a bar nearby, just doing some pull-ups or chin-ups. But what if you were to train your body for strength? Eat protein in the majority of your meals and have the majority of your meals that were made from natural ingredients. Isn't it safe to say that after a few months of just living that way, your body would be healthier? You would be stronger. And maybe, just maybe, your confidence, your self-esteem would be higher, because when you catch a reflection of yourself in the mirror, you just seem to be in better shape. And just imagine, because you drink water several times throughout the day, you're being more active through exercise or walking, and you're eating good quality food. Just imagine that towards the end of the evening, you put away those electrical devices, had a ritual to enable you to have deep, rejuvenating sleep. And in doing so, how good would it be if your body could repair itself, heal itself? Your mind could just let go of the baggage, the stress, the worries, and Focus more on everything there is to be grateful for. And in doing so, wouldn't it be wonderful if what started off as just loose intentions became a bit of a routine, a bit of a habit? You drink more water, you eat natural foods, you be more active by walking and exercising, and you sleep really well at night. I wonder what kind of impact that would have on the overall quality of your life. After a week, after a month, after a year or several years, maybe you would be sick less often. Maybe you would be healthier, stronger. Maybe you'd be more confident, more focused. There'd be so many benefits that you can't even comprehend right now. But let's just start by wondering what it would be like to do one or two of these just every now and then. And who knows, maybe they just take root and become powerful habits that just happen to change your life now. You're back in the moment, listening to my voice firmly in the present, as I now count from 1 to 10 to awaken you. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake.